Hello, myself Dr. Hafiz Ahmad, Selection Grade Lecturer, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Shrimati LV Government Polytechnic, Hassan. In today's video session, I am going to talk about the TaliSurf Surface Roughness Tester. This topic is covered in Mechanical Measurement subject for third semester Diploma in Mechanical Engineering, and this topic comes in Unit 1 Measuring Instruments chapter, and today's session is the 11th session, and the content to talk in today's session includes the working principle of TaliSurf Surface Roughness Tester, the construction of TaliSurf Surface Roughness Tester, and the working of TaliSurf Surface Roughness Tester. Now, before going to the actual principle, working and construction of TaliSurf Surface Roughness Tester, first we discuss about the surface roughness. Now, for example, in any engineering manufacturing product, the component has to undergo various stages of manufacturing. Now consider an example of an automobile IC engine, which consists of cylinder and piston, and also consider an example of plastic molds, injection molds, and pressure die casting dies. If you see the surface finish of engine cylinder or engine piston, or in case of pressure die casting dies or in injection molds, the cavity is having very high surface finish, mirror image. Now, to obtain this mirror image, the material which is purchased from the market, called the raw material, it has some surface irregularities. These surface irregularities can be felt by touching in hand. The raw material, when you rub your hand on the surface, you can feel that more cavities are there on the rough surface. The material which purchased from the market, it should be machined, either it should be turned or it should be milled to the required sizes, having some machining allowance or for grinding. The component which is machined or turned, when you once again you feel the surface feeling on the surface, the cavities or the debris has been reduced. Further, the next stage of in the next stage of production, we are going to go for grinding, and in the grinding, the surface in the previous machining operation or in the turning operation which has occurred in the grinding has still further smoother surfaces. It means the debris and cavities are decreased. And further, to obtain the lapping for higher surface finish, we have to go for honing and lapping operation. This honing is carried out on IC engine cylinder surface, and lapping operation is done for the external surfaces. Lapping and honing operations are done to obtain the mirror surface finish. Now, if you feel and when you see from on the surface, the pictures are shown here. The rough surface has more cavities. On machining or turning, these cavities which you are going to see has been reduced here. Then on grinding, most of the cavities or debris occurred in the machine surface are removed. And further, when you go for the lapping or horning operations, all those debris and cavities are removed for the negligible thickness. Now, when you are going to cut the workpiece perpendicular to the surface, the variations are shown here. And we are going to select a reference surface for this. And any deviations, these are actually the reference surface is called as the nominal surface. And when you are going to move your hand on the surface, that surface is called as the actual surface. And here any vertical variation from the x-axis, the vertical deviations from the x-axis is called as the surface roughness. Now, in case of raw material, these vertical deviations are very high from the nominal surface. And in case of machine surface, this vertical deviations, either it may be a peak deviation or it may be a depth deviation. This is reduced compared with the raw material surface. Then further, when we go for the grinding operations, there also, when compared with the machine surface, these vertical deviations are reduced. And when you go for the lapping or horning operations, further the vertical deviations are reduced. It means when the vertical deviations are very close to this nominal surface, then we call it as a smooth surface, and the vertical deviations are very high from the nominal surface, then we call it as the rough surface. And the surface, by touching in hand, what we are going to obtain, that is the actual surface. When you are going to measure the vertical deviations from a reference surface, that is the nominal surface, that is called as the roughness. This is about surface roughness. And here you have seen, we are going to see one type of tally surface roughness tester. Actually, this is the workpiece, and this is a stylus which is going to move on the surface, and here we are having a display, and this display is going to show in the form of graphics. That graphs are plotted here. These graphs which are showing the small peak variations from the nominal surface is called as the surface roughness. And when we are going to cut the surface perpendicular to the surface irregularities are shown here. This is the basic about the surface roughness. Now, if you want to define the surface roughness, we are going to define the peak deviations. Either it may be vertical or it may be in the downward, the upward vertical deviations, or the downward vertical deviations from the nominal surface is called as the surface roughness. And the one type of tester used for this surface roughness is the tally surface roughness tester. Now let us discuss about this tally surface roughness tester. And this tally surface roughness tester is a dynamic electronic instrument which gives the rapid output. Here the word dynamic, we know that the dynamic word is related with the static. In static, if you are going to take the readings on the machine in the rest condition, then we call it as a static instrument. But this tally surface roughness tester is a dynamic electronic instrument. It means while the movement, there is a continuous movement in the instrument, it is going to give the output rapidly. Continuous output will be there. That is the meaning of dynamic. Dynamic means it is going to give the output continuously. Therefore, a tally surface roughness tester is a dynamic electronic instrument which gives the rapid output. And the main thing of this tally surface roughness tester is it works on modulating principle. It works on carrier modulating principle. Now we should know what is this carrier modulating principle. As the name indicates, carrier modulating principle, the instrument is going to generate certain signals. These signals are further processed to have a finer form. That is, the signals generated by the instrument are further processed to form a finer waveform is called as carrier modulating principle. Because the further processing why we required means the instrument may be operated at different voltages or it may have different frequencies, and these different frequencies are going to generate certain different waves. Because of this frequency, the generated signals may not be proper. They are further processed to have a smoothened surface waveform, and the principle followed to obtain the smooth and finer waveform is called as the carrier modulating principle. And this Talisav surface roughness instrument has 5 main parts. One is stylus, second is skid, third is armature, fourth is E-shaped stamping. And this diagram indicates the schematic diagram of a machine. And this is the electrical circuit for the machine for the movement of the stylus and the armature. And now we are going to discuss in detail about the construction of Talisav surface roughness tester. We are going to first discuss about the construction part, looking at the schematic diagram. Then we are going to discuss about the electrical part, how it is helpful in operating for making the construction or working of the Talisav surface roughness tester. Now let us look at into the schematic diagram of the machine. Here, this is the stylus. Actually, the measuring head of the instrument mainly consists of stylus and a skid. This is the stylus and this is the skid. The skid is also known as shoe. The skid guides the stylus, and this stylus and the skid are made to drawn across the job under inspection or across the surface under inspection or workpiece under inspection by means of a motorized driving unit. In the construction of the Talisav surface roughness tester, you should remember it has a measuring head. The measuring head consists of stylus and a skid. The skid is also known as shoe. The stylus is guided by skid. The skid and the stylus are made to drawn across the surface under inspection or the job under inspection by means of a motorized driving unit. And the main part is the stylus in case of a Talisav surface roughness tester. This is the stylus, and at this point it is having a diamond point which is made up of 0.002 mm radius, or it is 2 micron meter. And the main reason for making the diamond point as 0.002 mm is that if it is more than 0.002, because of this surface irregularities, now here it is on the at the highest peak. When it is coming to the lowest depth, if the pointer diameter or the radius is more than 0.002 mm, it may not enter into this depth. Because of that, the diamond point radius is maintained at 0.002 mm or 2 microns. And this stylus will travel along the surface irregularities. And also the any oscillatory movement, means the up and down movement of the stylus is converted into the change in electrical current. by the arrangement here. Any oscillatory movement or the upward and downward movement of the stylus is going to convert into electrical changes by the arrangement. And also you should remember, any movement of the stylus causes a variation in air gap. I am going to explain this variation in air gap in next slide. And here we have discussed about the stylus. Stylus is made up of 0.002 mm radius, and the stylus is made to traverse along the path under inspection of, that is, it traces the surface irregularities. Thirdly, the oscillatory movement of the stylus is converted into proportional electrical signals. Now if you see here, this is the arm, and this arm carrying the stylus is called as the armature. And this armature is pivoted about the center leg of E-shaped stamping. And this E-shaped stamping has two outer legs. On these two outer legs, two alternating coils AB and AC are mounted. This is about the mechanical part of the Talisker surface roughness tester. Now coming to the electrical part, as we know that the outer legs of the coil, it has two coils, and these two coils, that is AB and AC, are mounted on the outer legs of the E-shaped stamping. These two coils AB and AC, you can see in the circuit diagram here. This AB is one coil, this AC is another coil. When this AB and AC are connected to two resistors BD and CD, this is going to form a oscillator. Oscillator is nothing but a signal generator. Oscillator is nothing but a signal generator. This signal generator, the signal generated by the oscillator are called as carrier. Two coils along with two resistors is known as oscillator, and this oscillator generates the signals. Those signals are called as the carrier signals. You can see the signals generated by the oscillator are here. Now when there is a vertical upward movement of the stylus, it causes variation in air gap. Air gap means the distance between the free end of the outer leg of the E-shaped stamping and the armature. I have shown the enlarged view here. This is the free end of the outer leg of the E-shaped stamping, and this is the armature. This gap is known as air gap. And when you are going to trace the, or the when the stylus is going to trace the surface irregularities, there will be the oscillatory motion or the upward and downward movement of the stylus, and this upward end movement of the stylus is going to cause the variation in air gap. It means when it moves at this surface, it may have a small gap on one end, or it may be having both equal gap at the peak as a reference. Suppose when this stylus is moved towards down, what happens? This one end may comes lower end and this end gets open. The right end, it may closely open, and the left side, it may be, this side AB may be largely open. And this makes, or the current flowing, the amplitude of the original alternating current flowing through this coil is amplified, and it is, and the outcome of the amplifier is modulated. That is, the signals which are generated from the oscillators are passed into the amplifier, and when the amplifier gives the output modulated carriers, or the signals coming from the amplifier are called as the modulated carriers. The signals, any movement of the stylus causes a variation in air gap. Therefore, the amplitude of the original alternating current flowing in this coil AB and AC is modulated in the amplifier. And this amplifier which gives the modulated carrier, they are further passed into the demodulator. The modulated carriers are passed into the demodulator. This demodulator, the demodulated signals are, or the modulated output of this amplifier are further demodulated in the demodulator. This demodulator is going to provide a demodulated and smoothened surface. As you see, as you compare the modulated carrier signals and the demodulated and smoothened surfaces, here the surface finish is very smooth. Here in case of a modulated carrier, we are having sharp peaks and depths. Therefore, this demodulator is going to convert the modulated carrier signals into the smoothened surfaces. And the smoothened surfaces which are obtained is directly proportional to the vertical displacement of the stylus. It means the vertical displacement of stylus is directly proportional to the electrical output, and this waveform which has shown shows the output, electrical output, and this electrical output is directly recorded by means of a pen recorder, and this recorder which records the which makes a permanent record is used for future references. Whereas at the same time, the demodulator is also, the wave signals are passed into the filter, and we are going to get the filtered waveform. This filtered waveform are directly read on the meter, and this meter gives the direct reading in numerical values. This is about the TALISURF surface roughness tester. Now let us discuss about the advantages of TALISURF surface roughness tester. The first very important advantage is that it has a very rapid response. Immediate response we are going to get. The second, the magnification. The surface magnification we can obtain from x20 to x100. It means from, if the surface is 1 mm, it can be magnified up to 20 mm or up to, and even may go up to 100 mm. If the surface roughness is 1 micron, then it can be, we can see by magnifying up to 20 microns, or it may go even up to 100 microns. Therefore, there are two advantages in case of a TALISURF surface roughness tester. One, it has a rapid response. Secondly, we can obtain x20 to x100 surface magnification. Now let us discuss about the disadvantages. The first disadvantage is the TALISURF surface roughness tester has high initial cost. Secondly, the machine itself is in large size, or it is bulk or complex. Then the third, it is this TALISURF surface roughness tester is only limited for surface roughness measurement. Lastly, it requires highly skilled operator to operate TALISURF surface roughness tester. From the exam point of view, there may be a general question on TALISURF surface roughness tester. The question asked may be for 5 marks, or it may go to 7 marks. The maximum marks may be 5 or 7 marks. It is a important topic from the exam point of view, and in the exam the question paper setter may ask the question as explain with neat sketch TALISURF surface roughness tester. Now as a summary, I am going to explain once again what are the things you have to write for this question. First, you should have to write the schematic diagram of the machine part which contains stylus, skid or shoe, armature, E-shaped stamping, and these are the surface irregularities. Then secondly, you should write the electrical circuit for the tally surface roughness tester. Now you should have to explain. The first thing what you are going to explain is the tally surface roughness tester is a dynamic electronic instrument and it gives the rapid output. First thing to be remembered. Then second thing, it works on carrier modulating principle. I explained carrier modulating principle. That is, the signals generated by the instrument are further processed to have a finer waveform. You just write it works on carrier modulating principle. Then next, coming to the construction, first thing you should remember, it has a measuring head. That measuring head consists of stylus and skid. This stylus is guided by the skid, and stylus and skid made to trace the surface irregularities and is made to driven by a motor. Then in the next thing you should remember, the stylus has 0.002 mm radius, and the stylus traces this profile and makes vertical motions, and this vertical displacement is proportionate with the electrical signals generated. And the stylus, the arm connected to the stylus is called as armature. This arm connected to the stylus is called as the armature, and this armature is pivoted about the center leg of E-shaped stamping, and the outer legs of the E-shaped stamping carries two alternating coils, AB and AC. This is about the mechanical part or the construction part of the tally surface roughness tester. Now coming to the electrical circuit, these two coils AB and AC are connected with two resistors CD and BD. This combination, two coils with two resistance or the resistors are called as oscillator. This oscillator is going to generate signals. Those signals are called as carrier, and these carriers are the signals generated by the oscillator are amplified by means of amplifier, and the signals because the movement of the variation in stylus is going to make variation in the air gap on right side and the left side, and the current flowing this through coils is amplified and converted into a modulated carrier by means of amplifier. That is, the amplitude of the original current flowing through this coil is modulated by an amplifier, and these modulated carriers are further processed in the demodulator to obtain the demodulated and smoothened waveform. And if you compare this demodulated and modulated carrier, you can see here the sharp peaks and depths are in a modulated carrier, whereas in case of the demodulated and smoothened surface, here we are going to have a smoothened surface, and these surfaces which are obtained are directly proportionate with the variation in the stylus movement, and this demodulated and smoothened waveform is permanently recorded in a recorder by means of a pen recorder, and at the same time the demodulator signals are passed into the filter, and the filtered waveform is directly read on the meter in terms of numerical values. In demodulator, two things are going to occur. That is, the demodulator is going to produce a demodulated and smoothened curve. These are recorded in a pen recorder for future references. It is a permanent record. Then the signals coming from the demodulator is also passed into the filter to obtain the filter waveform, which are read on a meter to give the direct readings. These are the things to be written in a written in answer. Now coming to the to know how much you have occurred in the how much you have gained in this session. The first question I want to ask you is, the TALISERF surface roughness tester is a dash type of electronic instrument. I have given 4 answers. Now within 15 seconds you should answer for this question. You should remember and answer. Now the 4 questions, the answers for this question are: the A is static, B is dynamic, C is both, and D is none of the above. Yes, now your time start for answering. Now within 15 seconds, if you are not going to answer, you are not going to remember, the answer will appear on the screen. Yes, you try to answer this. Yeah, the 15 seconds over, and the answer for this fill in the blanks is, or the question is B. That is, the TALIS surface roughness tester is a dynamic type of electronic instrument because it gives the rapid output. Now let us go for the second question. The second question is very easy, and here the question is, the TALIS surface roughness tester works on. The answers are: A, carrier modulating principle, B, optical, C, thermoelectricity, D, all of the above. Yes, your time now starts. 15 seconds for your answer. Yes, TALIS roughness tester works on: A, carrier modulating principle, B, optical, C, thermoelectricity, D, all of the above. Yes, answer is coming now. Yes, 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 the answer is A. Yes, the answer is correct. The TALIS surface roughness tester works on carrier modulating principle. Means it is going to, carrier modulating principle means the waves are final signal waveforms. To obtain, to processing into final waveforms is called as carrier modulating principle. Then the next question is, the stylus of the TALIS roughness tester has a diamond point of answer: A, 0.2 mm, B, 0.02 mm, C, 0.002 mm radius, and D is 0.002 mm radius. Yes, now you should answer within 15 seconds. Your time starts now. Sometimes the answer may be also given in microns. You should remember the answer in microns also. Yes, the answer is C. The TALIS surface roughness tester has a diamond stylus. The stylus is made up of diamond point having a radius of 0.002 mm. As I already have mentioned, the 0.002 mm is maintained because if more radius is given, the diamond point may not enter into the surface irregularities. Hence, the diamond point radius is maintained as 0.002 mm. That is the correct answer. The next very good question. The measuring head of the TALIS roughness tester consists of: A, answer, a stylus and a skid; B, the second answer is 2 coils; C, 2 resistors; D, all of the above. Yes, your now time starts. 15 seconds. You should answer this question. Yes, the answer is maybe either A, B, C or D. C or D, and the correct answer, yes, the correct answer is stylus and a skid. That is, the solution A is the correct answer for this question. Then the next thing to be remembered here for your knowledge is the arm carrying the stylus in the TALIS roughness tester forms: answer A, an armature; B, oscillator; C, filter; D, pen recorder. Yes, the answer time starts now. Within 15 seconds, you are not going to capable to answer. The answer appears on the screen. Yes, the arm carrying the stylus in TALIS roughness tester forms an armature. Yes, the correct answer is A. The next question, you should remember the question related with this is the pen recorder in TALISERF roughness tester produces answer A, a permanent record, B, temporary record, C, all of the above, that is either A or B, and D, none of the above. Yes, try to answer. The answer will appear within 15 seconds. The pen recorder in TALISERF roughness tester produces, yes, the answer is solution A, that is it is going to make a permanent record for future references. Then the next important question here is, you should know the current flow in TALISERF roughness tester is directly proportional. A, horizontal displacement of the stylus, B, vertical displacement of the stylus, C, all of the above, D, none of the above. Yes, and your time starts now. The correct answer is yes, the correct answer should be B. Yeah, the correct answer is vertical displacement of the stylus. The stylus is going to traverse along the surface, but the vertical displacement is going to change the electrical current proportionately. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Now, the next question is variation in air gap in TALISERF roughness tester occurs for dash. A, any movement of the stylus, B, any movement of the armature, any movement of the shocks, or all of the above. Yes, the answer should appear within 15 seconds. You should answer this. Yes, variation in air gap in TALISERF roughness tester occurs for, yes, the answer is solution A. Yeah, the solution A is any movement of the stylus is the correct answer. Any movement of the stylus is going to create or generate variation in the air gap. And the last question to be remembered is that the small finely spaced deviations from nominal surface is called as A, pitch diameter, B, thickness, C is the thread root, and D is roughness. Yes, your time starts now. You should answer within 15 seconds the correct answer. See, small finely spaced deviation from nominal surface. Yes, the correct answer is solution D, that is the roughness. The instrument we have dealt is about the surface roughness tester, and if you want to define the surface roughness, the small finely spaced deviation from the nominal surface is called as the surface roughness. Therefore, the correct answer is D. The references for making this presentation are the textbooks I have used: Mechanical Engineering Measurements by Swane, Metrology and Measurements by Vinay Kulkarni, Principles of Engineering by Rega Rajendra, then Dimensional Metrology by Coney Dodson, and also the Engineering Metrology by R.K. Jain. Team members.